Tom, Huddersfield this week, nothing riding on the game for either team, but a chance to build on momentum from the Salford match?
Definitely, that's the way we're going into this game. Obviously on the back of a good performance from Salford, we want to take that into this Huddersfield game and make sure we're completing and doing everything right. We want to go into the semi-final week on a high, and the way to do that is getting a good win and a good performance this weekend. They've
had a disappointing Super 8s campaign, but no doubt they'll be desperate to finish their home campaign for a strong performance to go into the off-season on.
Yeah, definitely. There's, like you say, not a lot riding on this game for either team, but it's more about pride and for us looking to next week. But for them, like you say, the last home game, and they'll be wanting to finish the season on a good note. And we've always had tough games over there, so we're expecting another tough game, and we need to I suppose put in another performance like Salford in order to get a good result.
When you look at the race behind us for those last two spots, 4 teams battling out for 2 spots, you're relieved not to be involved in that. We know exactly where our fate lies.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to be secure and not having to rely on other teams' performances and results to find out where we finish. So it'll be an interesting one to find out who we play here in the semi-final, but whoever we get, we know it's going to be a tough game in order to get through to the grand final.
And presumably the challenge will be in that semi-final that whichever team it is that have secured it on the last day of the regular season, they'll come here with plenty of momentum behind them.
Definitely, yeah. I think like you say, it's all about building momentum, and they'll be, whichever team gets into third, they'll be on a high and have a lot of confidence going into that game. So I think that's why we need to make sure we're going into the game like that as well, and we need to be putting in a good performance.
Brian McDermott after the game on Friday said that your best personal performance for a long time. How highly did you rate your performance against Salford?
Yeah, I thought it was up there. I think made a few breaks from our own half, trying to get away from our try line. So that were nice, and to get over the try line as well. It's been a while, and just defensively dealt with everything. So on a whole, pretty pleased with that performance.
Yeah, the finish for your try, where you took Junior Sal on the outside there, that must give you plenty of confidence.
Yeah, I'd looked at the game from last time, and there was maybe an opportunity where I could have gone on the outside and came back in, but yeah, I just went for it and hoped for the best, and was fast enough to get round him.
Clearly, we've seen in recent weeks teams are targeting our back 3 with the high kick. You must be pleased with how all of us are dealing with that. Yourself, Ashton, Ryan, that we're able to deal with that particular attack that's been aimed at us.
Yeah, I think going right back to the semi where it all started, I thought since then we've dealt with everything really. I think there's only been a couple where we've maybe lost the ball or knocked on, so to go into a game knowing that that's coming, we're prepared for it, and I'm sure these next couple of games that'll happen more often.
Do you think people outside of the game misjudge and underappreciate just how tough that is? I mean, that individual battle, a man running onto a ball that he's been practicing all week to try and catch, and you're having to deal with it on the other side?
Yeah, it's tough, a very tough position to be in, and I think it's not just the guy who's catching it as well, it's all the team trying to offer a bit of protection, and I thought at the weekend we got that working well, and if you look at other teams, everyone's the same. You've got to protect the catcher, and I'm sure, I know that some of our forwards are saying the bombs that are being put up at the minute, they wouldn't have been wanting to be underneath them. So it is a tough spot, but it's part of what we do. So we're practicing that each week and wanting to execute that in the game.
And we seem to be actually taking advantage of that now, in terms of how we were attacking from deep as well. If teams are going to kick that ball away to us, and using the back line, looking to attack every opportunity.
Yeah, it's if the kick's not good and it's a bit too deep from the attacking team, it puts us in a bit of space. So being able to link up like every team looks to do and try and exploit some lazy kick chase, that gives us a bit more room to execute that.